Hello and welcome along to the Wedding Help NI podcast. This is a podcast all about weddings. It's from Wedding Help NI, of course, Northern Ireland's largest wedding community. You'll find everything online at www.weddinghelpni.com. Episode 2 and my second guest, she knows exactly what she's doing. She has brought me cakes. Yes, cakes, and I love cakes. It is Hayley from the Busy Whisk. Welcome along, Hayley. How's things?
I'm good. How are you?
Not too bad. We're nervous. This is only episode 2, so nobody knows what we're doing, but we're all having a bit of fun.
Okay, I'm nervous too.
So wedding cakes.
Yeah.
And that is, like we were chatting just before we came on, that is your main thing, wedding cakes.
Yeah, only wedding cakes.
How did it all start off? How did you get started into the wedding industry? Well, how did you even get started in the baking and stuff, you know?
Baking. I would say 2009, my first marriage ended, and I had 2 young kids, and my youngest wanted me to make cupcakes. I was 30 years old, and I was like, baking, not really into baking. So we went to the shop and bought a book at the pan shop and made cupcakes. And we had leftovers, which I took into work at the time, and everyone raved about them. So we made it a weekly thing, and then more and more people asked for me to make them for events and stuff. So that was the cupcake side of things. It got bigger and bigger, and I actually opened a wee shop in Banbridge.
Right.
Making just cupcakes and tray bakes.
And is that where you're based? Is Banbridge? I should have said that.
I'm not actually. I'm based in Lisbon. That right. Was way back in 2009, 2010. I was in Banbridge, and then I moved to Lisbon and started making birthday cakes.
Yeah.
Which again, I didn't really have a huge interest in because it's a lot of work. But I practiced and got better and better at it, and then my sister asked me to make a wedding cake, which
right.
I took on, but it was over in England, so I had to travel with a wedding cake over there for my first ever wedding cake.
Oh dear, and was that your first, was that the first
First
one?
ever.
Oh dear, right.
Very scary, yeah, very scary stuff. But took it in pieces on the plane, and it actually went really, really well. So I decided then weddings weren't for me. I'm not going to lie, back then it was like, no, too much stress. So I built up the birthday cake side of things, and then more and more people were coming to me with wedding cake ideas. So I took a couple of week courses online, just on YouTube, and practiced and took on a couple of very early, sort of easy wedding cakes.
Yeah.
And made sure they knew it was, early days for me.
Aye.
And it actually went really well. And I found I enjoyed it more and more. And as it got busier and busier, I decided that's kind of the route I wanted to go a bit better. And then I found the Wedding Help page. I searched online for wedding groups, and that was one of the first ones that came up.
Yeah.
So I thought I'll join and see what it's like and see if it's worth going into just weddings alone. And I'm not going to lie, after joining, my business doubled, even trebled.
Yeah. As a wedding help page, has that been really good then?
It's been what propelled my business.
There you go. There you go. And you were saying as well before we started on the episode, you were saying that literally you've built a separate kitchen for your business and stuff.
Yeah, 2 years ago when I decided this was going to be where I took my business and I went full time with it. We built a custom built kitchen in my back garden, so it's no longer part of my house. It's all fully kitted out for just baking. I also have 3 sheds that has all my stock in there, so it's all separate completely from the house.
And you were saying so in peak season, you could be literally maybe 14
maximum
cakes,
14 a week is the most I've done.
Isn't that amazing? I never actually thought about that, but I suppose it is. It's one of them things as well.
It wasn't something I planned, I'm not going to lie. It was one of those things where I took that money on. It was every day. It was maybe 4 or 5 a day, and then you're looking at it going, wow, that's a lot of cake. I don't do this on my own. My husband helps out as well part-time, so peak season 14. We're not in peak season at the minute, and I'm still averaging sort of 4 or 5 a week.
That's brilliant, so it is.
All over Christmas is so busy.
And I suppose you said the wedding help page has been your big sort of the big driving force to bring that.
Yeah, well, I'm lucky. I have over 240 5-star reviews on my page.
That's brilliant.
And I push that on a regular basis because people like to see what they're getting.
Aye.
And I think reviews are the best way because it's actual customers that have reviewed me, and they're all in the last 2 years, so it's not like really old reviews. But I get a lot of referrals on the Wedding Help page. So when somebody's looking for a cake, my name is always there, and it's so reassuring.
I know. Do you know what? I'll be honest. I remember whenever I got married in 2022 now, and whenever we're chatting about wedding cakes, like, you know, it's just
a minefield.
right
So
right
many.
over my head, like, you know. And I suppose as well, like, for a bride maybe coming to you and stuff, they don't know they probably don't know what to ask for, or what they,
No,
you
absolutely.
know, they've seen a vision of what a wedding cake looks like. You know, you maybe hear, like, you know, more tears, as you know,
Absolutely.
you know, yeah, as many tears as you can get. But actually, I suppose, like, you know, what's on each cake, or what's, you know, is there a certain rule of, you know, is there a rule of thumb, or what's your
No,
thing
I'll
on
be
that?
honest, my ordering process is quite simple. I don't need to know very early on what they need or
Aye.
what they want exactly. I get them to send me a few pictures of what they've seen, and we sort of brainstorm a wee bit and discuss it. But really, it's just a case of, what do you like? What's your theme? What's your colour scheme?
Aye.
It can be anything from a single tier cake up to, I done one recently, which was over 30 cakes.
Aye.
Stunning. So yeah, it can be anything from a small cake to an extra large cake. I'm happy to take them all on.
Aye.
But the process is really easy. If they don't have to know, I just take a deposit from them 3 months beforehand. I get them to send me pictures of what they like.
Aye.
We discuss it, and we make sure it's exactly what they're after.
And I suppose then the flavours as well, like, it's all, is it, am I right in saying that each tier's, or I suppose
Absolutely.
it can be the same, can't it? Like,
It can
it's
be if
not,
they want. Very
you know.
rarely, everyone wants something different these days.
Yeah.
So I've got over 18 different flavours
Right,
that we
right.
offer. Most
Is this some of
popular.
the samples you've brought
They
today?
are, yeah. That's some of the most popular ones
After
in
the
there.
episode, we're going to be trying these, like, you know, it's happening.
Yeah,
like, you know.
most popular, I think, at the minute would be the Guinness chocolate cake, raspberry white chocolate, and a good old Victoria sponge.
Right.
Yeah.
There is, is it, there's part of the wedding cake, is it kept or something, or is there something?
It's an old tradition which is starting to come back.
Aye.
But it used to be the top tier was fruitcake.
Fruitcake. Hi.
Fruitcake.
Did you know what? And am I right in saying, I think we have fruitcake in our hand. I don't
Yeah.
know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm
It used
wrong.
to be the top tier was fruitcake, and then it got froze and used and defrosted and used for the christening of your firstbone.
Is that what it
And
is?
that was the
Right.
tradition.
aye.
You don't see it so much these days, but it is starting to come back.
I think we did do it, and like, I remember the wedding coordinator. We got married in 22, and I remember the wedding coordinator, you know, really wrapping this up, you know, and
Oh,
really,
yeah.
do you know, and I was, what's going on here? Like,
Yeah,
you know, that sort of way, you know.
Fruitcake's coming back more and more. There was a good 6 to 8 months when nobody ordered fruitcake.
Right.
If they do, it's like a wee slab cake to get for the older generation
Aye.
is how they put it. But no, more and more people are choosing fruitcake nowadays.
Aye.
Although chocolate biscuit cake is a big thing.
Did you find whenever you went, I suppose, from you started, it was really cupcakes, then you moved to like birthdays and stuff?
Yeah.
But did you find them whenever you went to the weddings, like it was just, you know, like a minefield because there was so...
Yeah, as far as
sort of
flavours
much?
go, and of course, with a wedding cake, because it's stacked, you have to think about how strong you make it and how sturdy you make it, and make sure it's well supported. And
You're saying as well, wedding cakes with like so many tiers, like it just must be so stressful, like, you know.
it is. It's making sure everything is level. See, if it's not level, everything
Yeah,
slides. So
yeah.
that's what I've learned over the years. Make sure it's level. So my level comes with me everywhere when I set up.
Right.
Little
there you
toolbox
go.
that I have
You
with
would
me
never
all the
think
time.
that. You
No,
would never think
I have a
that.
level, and each layer that gets put on, each tier that gets put on, the level goes on just to make sure it's right.
And you're based in Lisburn, isn't that right? You're based in Lisburn. Do you
Yep.
travel anywhere for cakes?
North and south, yeah. I love the journey. I'm a real music person, so if it's me on my own travelling, I'll have the music up loud and I'll be singing my way all the way down there. But I do like travelling to venues. It doesn't bother me how far we go or how close we go. Beach Lawns is literally up the road from us.
Yeah.
It's very handy, but I do like castle weddings. I love going to the castles.
Yeah. There's some beautiful ones, you know.
Photo
they're-
opportunities at castles
Aye,
are amazing,
some
and you're
beautiful
guaranteed to get good cake photos at castles.
Aye. So couples looking, they, you know, do they come along to you before then the wedding, or do they is there any where the tasting samples, or what way does that work?
Yeah,
or?
most of mine is done by what you see there, a sample box.
Right, aye.
So we would have a chat over messages or on the phone about what kind of flavours they're looking at. I send them the list that I have for that week, and they choose 6 different flavours in each box.
Yeah.
They can come and collect from my house, or we post it.
Right. Yeah.
And then a lot of couples come from England, and we get a lot of English business for some reason.
Right.
And they're getting married over here, so we send over the samples to England, Scotland, Wales, anywhere really.
So I'm going to start contacting you now and say, got a wedding date there. It's.
You're not even, do you know what? So many of my past customers will be like, are they just for weddings, or can we come back and have a sample box?
Aye.
So
Oh, very
that's
good,
great.
very
I love
good.
it. But
Aye.
yeah, I don't mind sending boxes anywhere.
very good,
But it gives
very
them a
good.
chance to taste them. And I always recommend they taste them before they order with me.
What advice would you give to couples?
I think the same as most vendors. If you know a vendor that you want, if you have a favourite vendor, get in early, because there's a reason they book up.
Aye.
We are booked right through 25 and 26 at the minute. Book early.
And I suppose, as you say, that there really is, like, you know, like there is only so much you can take on in one day, you know.
Absolutely.
You know, and that's just the delivery of the, you know, if
Yeah.
you have to go and deliver, like, so what way does that work with the delivery and stuff? Do you sort of deliver that morning? Or?
Yeah, I would prefer a morning delivery, but obviously if we've got 3 or 4 in one day, we spread it out over the day.
Aye.
But I always make sure whatever cakes I have on, that the deliveries all sort of sync in with each other.
Exactly, that you're, you know, you can only do so many if they're
That's
on
it. There's only so many
that
hours in
way.
the day. But I deliver and set up on the day, and then I send the couples photos or videos of their cakes so they can see for reassurance that it's set up and
Yeah.
it's how they want it.
Yeah.
So yeah, easy process.
And where can people find out about your business online then? So, you know, what's your links and
Well,
stuff?
Wedding Help page, firstly. You'll always get
Yeah.
me on there. But my Facebook, Instagram is the Busy Whisk Bakery. I have a website, busywhiskbakery.com. And WhatsApp is probably the best way to message me. Quickest way to message me. You'll always get an answer on there anyway.
I suppose I should say as well, like, I didn't even think about this, but you touched on it, the Wedding Help page.
Mm-hmm.
You can always, but the website, like all the approved vendors are on the website, and
They
I
are.
suppose for brides, like, you know, it's www.weddinghelpni.com, and you'll find all the bakers and all the
Yep.
videographers, photographers, everything's on there. Like, so I suppose that's a great point as well to go to, like, you know.
Yeah, it's been a great, like I say, it's been a great boost for my business. But I've also made so many friends
Aye.
through the page, other cake makers, as well as other vendors that we see on a regular basis now.
But it is one of them. It's nice to like you know there's also, like, you know, there's a community page for the vendors as
Yeah,
well.
absolutely.
And do you know what? That's such a, like, I don't know, it's such a nice thing to have that.
It's
I
reassuring.
suppose it's a bit of support for the vendors that we know what we're
Absolutely.
doing, and we, you know, we can talk to our people and get advice. And you know, we're always working. You know, if there's a wedding, you know, and maybe you haven't got, I suppose, you know, you haven't got a bit of information, you maybe don't want to ask. There'll be an hour vendor that'll be at that wedding that might be able to
absolutely.
help you. Like,
Even as far
you
as
know.
other cake makers go, like we regularly recommend other cake makers. There's
Aye.
no competition. It doesn't feel like
No,
there's a page.
and of
Nobody's
course,
shouting for business. It's
no.
all about helping each other. And if I can't do a cake or I'm not available, then I will always recommend somebody
Aye.
else. Everyone on that page is recommendable.
Aye.
There's nobody that you look at and think, oh, I wouldn't do that. No, definitely. Everyone on there is a good business.
And I suppose you've given advice about, I suppose, booking well in advance. Is there any other advice for brides, or
Do your research.
do your research?
Yeah, I mean, every vendor will have reviews. Every vendor will have previous images of their work. Make sure it is their work that they're...
I think
that
even
they're
for that,
showcasing.
you know, and as you said, like it's not, you know, if you find a DJ that you know you like, sometimes that DJ might not be available.
Absolutely.
But if somebody comes to you, like, that's what I mean. Like, we don't mind recommending our
No,
vendors.
no,
and
that's
it's, you
it.
know, it is all about that too, and it's all, you know, we're trying to help couples, like, because, you know, weddings, it's one of them things to navigate around. You know, you don't have a clue
Absolutely.
what's going on.
And everybody
you know?
has a budget too. That's one thing I
Aye.
think too. Try and stick to your budget. It's so easy to get carried away when you see what other people offer and it's like, oh, I'll have that and I'll have that and I'll have
Aye.
that. It all adds up eventually.
Aye.
So try and stick to your budget.
I think budget. I think even, you know, whenever you're planning, having a budget in mind and sort of starting from somewhere, like, you know,
Don't
just
get into debt
do,
over it.
you know, do that first. Like, make a budget, make
Yeah.
a plan of how much
What
you're
are you
going to
thinking?
spend, and then, you know, like, really start contacting, like, you know, loads of
Yeah.
loads of vendors,
Ask for
get their
prices for
prices,
people, get an
find
average
out,
price.
you know, and work out then where you're going from there.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
you know.
definitely. Most vendors will have to give you an average price, even if it's not an exact, to give you something to work off budget-wise.
Yeah,
So,
of course.
Yeah, we offer a brochure. We send a brochure to all of our customers that have all of our pricing in and all of
Yeah.
our ordering info. So it gives them a guideline anyway.
And I suppose as well, even, you know, you're saying 18 flavours. If you put that in front of couples, they're probably thinking, you know,
Why?
you know, why? Like, you know, I want to, you know, what is the most popular? Like, how many tiers would be sort of average, or
I think the most popular for me at the minute is the 3-tier.
Three-tier, like, you know, so-
3-tier and buttercream tends to be the most popular style.
Aye.
The vintage styles are starting to come back again, which I love doing them.
aye,
So the Lambeth style cakes, 3-tier buttercreams, and the most popular flavours, I think, raspberry white chocolate, Guinness, Guinness chocolate cake, and a good old Victoria sponge.
and would you say that as a vintage, or whenever you say vintage, does that mean the sort of
Vintage, the Lambeth style is like the old, fully decorated buttercream cake. It's like all frills and pearls and that kind of thing.
right?
It's like something you'd have seen a way back, you know.
Yeah.
But it's all coming back now.
Right. There you
It's
go.
lovely. I love all that kind of style.
See, do you know what? Like, and it's funny. Like, I wouldn't have. You don't know about all our businesses. So
Oh, yeah.
it's really good to know. So it is.
So many
something
different styles out there, definitely.
Perfect. Is there any? So you've give your website. You
Yep.
give all your information. Is there anything else? we could get on?
No, I think I'm all good.
Oh, perfect. So that's episode 2. It's with Hayley from the Busy Whisk Bakery. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll be back with episode 3. Thank you. And this is the best part, just getting to try a sample sodas. So I'm loving this. So what is it? What's this I've got chocolate fudge. Peter's sitting there and he's dying to try too. So yes, everybody's sitting with spoons here in the background ready to go. So chocolate fudge. That was really nice, right?
It's not nerve-wracking for me at all.
No, it is really nice. You know, it's a nightmare because you don't want a camera watching you whenever you're doing this. So this is really good, so it is, and worth trying. So there we go. That's Hayley from the Busy Whisk Bakery.